Another day, another drawing. Today, Touch of Chaos is presenting you with a charcoal drawing of a female portrait that is quite creepy. She is going to be done in this style. And I also present to you my new tripod, which looks like an alien claw. I'm not mad. I quite like it. Also, something a bit different today I thought we would do. English. Thought we'd do something a bit different today. I want to narrate a Bruce Lee essay over the time-lapse of my drawing, and I promise you, it is interesting. It is about the yin and the yang, but philosophy. You see, Bruce Lee was more than karate chops. He was also quite smart, and he's sharing this knowledge with us, which is free for you because this video is free. I paid for the book, but you see I'm doing you a little favor here. So keep watching and you'll get smart for free, as well as entertained by a creepy female portrait drawing. If any of that sounds good, please stay. I shall stop talking because I'm talking too much. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's get into this Bruce Lee essay now. Before I actually start reading it out to you, I want you to understand why he did write these essays. So I do believe that he moved to America from China, and he wanted the Americans to understand the philosophies behind the Chinese martial arts. So he wrote these essays to explain the concepts of these philosophies. He specifically wanted to explain the concepts behind the Kung Fu art style. The one he's referring to is called Tao. I'm probably saying these terms wrong, so please forgive me, but he is talking about Tao. And these are his exact words. He says that Tao operates in yin and yang, a pair of mutually complementary forces that are at work in and behind all phenomena. Okay, so Brucey is saying that the yin and the yang is the foundation of all knowledge and phenomena that we perceive in this universe. Let's get a little deeper into this. He says that the yang, which is the white section, is a principle that represents positiveness, firmness, masculinity, brightness, the day, the heat, and so forth. The yin, which is the black part, is the principle of the opposite. So it represents negativeness, softness, femininity, darkness, and night. He says that the basic theory in Tai Chi is that nothing is so permanent as never to change. In other words, when activity, which is the yang, reaches the extreme point, it becomes inactivity, and the inactivity forms yin. Extreme inactivity returns to the become activity, which is yang. Activity is the cause of inactivity and vice versa. This system of complementary increasing and decreasing of the principle is continuous. Alright, so that's a little confusing, but he then goes on to say that it's all about harmony, that the two forces, although they do appear to be in conflict, in reality they're mutually interdependent. Instead of opposition, there is cooperation and alternation. So Bruce does use a really nice analogy to explain this. And in doing so, he compares the Western ways with the Eastern ways, putting the Westerns kind of under the bus here. But give it a listen, it's quite interesting. He says that the Western mind is like an oak tree that stands firm and rigid against the strong wind. When the wind becomes stronger, the oak tree cracks. The Chinese mind, on the other hand, is like the bamboo that bends with a strong wind. When the wind ceases, the bamboo springs back stronger than before. He also uses an analogy with a bicycle, where he says that if you wish to go somewhere, you cannot pump on both pedals at the same time, or not pump on them at all. In order to go somewhere, you have to pump one pedal and then release the other. So the movement of going forward requires the oneness of pumping and releasing. Pumping is the result of releasing and vice versa, each being the cause and result of the other. So your boy has another yin and yang example right here, exploring how gentleness and firmness are not isolated but are complementary as well as contrastive, and in their interfusion they make up the oneness. Always remember this fact, he says, and if you do not favor so much on the side of either firmness or gentleness, you can then truly appreciate the good and bad of them. So I took this a step further and considered how this does relate to everything in my experience and other people's experiences that I've seen. I mean, I didn't come up with mastermind revelations, but I sat down and I considered, would I know the good if I didn't know the bad? I mean, pretty self-explanatory, but really and truly, if I hadn't had really bad experiences, then how would I enjoy the really good experiences? And relating this to the artwork, like with this one, I put all my negative emotions, everything that was bad, you know, the black side of the yin and yang, I put that into the concept of the drawing. And then the white part is pretty much the outcome of the drawing, where I could create something beautiful out of something ugly. I do know calling this piece beautiful might be up to interpretation, but to me it's a beautiful outcome because it's much prettier than what I had in my mind, you trust me. So let me know if you enjoyed this little philosophy lesson on top of the drawing, because I definitely enjoyed doing it. Now let's have a closer look at this drawing I did. Quick ad break, I've got a new product in my shop. So let me just show you what I've been working on, and if you guys are interested in purchasing it, I've got my website linked in the bio. So I've turned my original charcoal drawings into stickers. So this guy is actually right here, and I've made a sticker of him. So if any of that looks good to you, I've got them for $3.50 Australian each, or you can get 3 in a bundle for 10 Australian dollars. That's Medusa, that's Poseidon, and that's Apollo. And they're all done in that charcoal style that we're doing in this video. So if any of it interests you, you can check out the website. Hope you enjoyed this little educational trip that we just took. I also hope you enjoyed the time lapse of my new best friend, Elsa. Her name is not Elsa, that's the first name that came to mind. It's quite bad actually. Probably Harriet. Okay, that's a bad one too. I can't think of a good spontaneous name on the spot. You see, the camera makes me shy and apparently quite dumb. Also, claw review. This thing is amazing. It does not look capable of much, but it is quite powerful. If you've made it to the end of the video, I thank you very much, and I'll see you all next time.